While the stimulus package is certainly a real win for us here in the state of Washington, we need to recognize that over the next 2 years, we're going to be spending about $4 billion in the state of Washington on transportation projects. And for people in central Puget Sound who don't think they're getting their fair share, they need to remember that $2 billion of that will be spent in the Puget Sound area. That creates a lot of jobs, it does a lot of projects, and it's all going to make a difference as far as people having a job. Well, first of all, we have a very short time frame in which to get these projects out the door. And we're focusing on state projects across the state. Certainly the local projects are very important. There is a local element within the overall package which goes to the locals to decide on where that money goes. There's also additional grant money that we think would be appropriate for some of those projects. Ours truly are pavement, concrete, all across the state, create lots of jobs, but more than anything else to get finished in a very short time, because that's what this legislation requires. Project has to be to bid, 170 million of it has to be bid by June 1st. It's a very short time frame for a transportation project. We try to make sure that we covered the entire state as much as possible. What we have here are projects which really are focusing on maintenance and preservation of our existing system. Another thing that we need to make sure that people understand, these are federal projects. So when we look at, we couldn't be able to start any new project because the federal project has lots of strings attached to it. So there are very few projects that actually could be started as this money because of the time frame. We do move back some of our nickel projects, some that we could do that with because they are federal projects, and so we're going to see some projects in Pierce County, in Yakima, in Clark County. You're going to see some of those big projects starting up earlier than we anticipated. People are going to see signs across the state saying jobs now. There are going to be jobs in every region of the state. One of the frequent questions we get is, why are we doing transportation when we're going to have to cut other parts of the budget? That's a very legitimate question, but transportation projects are funded with gasoline tax, which means it only can be used for highways or ferries. We weren't able to do what we wanted with this limited amount of money, but it still does impact the other budget because all of these projects people will be paying sales tax, people will be working, they'll be able to enhance our funding source because that's our problem. People are out of work, so they can't go out and spend money. So we are actually creating jobs so that in essence that will help our sales tax, which in essence will help all the projects we care about, education, human services, certainly taking care of those who can't take care of themselves. That's what our job is, but in order to do that we need to get people back to work, and that's exactly what we're doing with this. We're putting people to work, which means then they will be able to support their families and help support our state.